In a world demanding constant attention and instant results, are you feeling the pressure? There's a different path, one rooted in focus, substance, and the quiet power of unseen effort. If you're ready to build lasting success without the noise, turn the page. Chapter 1: The Seed Beneath the Soil. Imagine a tiny seed. It falls from a tall plant and lands on the ground. Nobody cheers for it. No one even sees it there, buried under the dirt. It's a secret. This little seed doesn't worry about who is watching. It doesn't try to look like a big flower or a strong tree right away. Instead, it focuses all its energy inward. It pushes down roots into the dark earth where no one can see. It uses the soil, the water, and the quiet darkness to get stronger. All the important work, the beginning of everything, happens silently, underground, like a seed beneath soil. This quiet start is not weak, it is where real power begins to gather, unseen by the world above. Think of one thing you are building quietly right now. The most important growth happens hidden from view. Just like that seed, your biggest dreams and goals often need a time of quiet, hidden growth. Think about learning something new. When you first try to draw or play music or build a birdhouse, you probably aren't very good. It feels awkward. You make mistakes. If everyone watched you and judged you then, it would be hard to keep going. But if you practice by yourself, in your own quiet space, you can experiment. You can fail without feeling embarrassed. You can learn at your own speed. This is the power of the seed beneath soil. It lets you focus on building a strong base without worrying about what anyone else thinks. This hidden work, the kind James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, is how tiny daily actions build remarkable results over time. You aren't focused on the outcome yet, you're focused on the process, on pushing down roots. Just like a seed grows unseen, quiet beginnings hold immense power for future results. Next, we'll discover why keeping your work private protects this early, vital energy. We'll see how silence can make you stronger. Chapter 2: Why Silence Amplifies Strength. Have you ever felt super excited about a new idea? Maybe you decided to learn a new skill or start a cool project. You felt a burst of energy. Then, you told everyone you knew. "I'm going to do this," you announced. And they said, "Wow, that's great." They cheered for you. It felt good for a moment, like you had already done part of the work. But sometimes, after you get all that praise just for saying what you'll do, some of the energy goes away. It's like telling the secret lets out the pressure you needed to actually do the thing. Keeping your plans close, like a hidden power source, is key because silence amplifies strength. When you don't talk about your work, you keep the energy for yourself, focused on the doing. Psychology studies have looked at this very idea. One researcher, Peter Gallwitzer, found that telling people your goal can trick your brain. Your mind gets a little reward from the social praise, making you feel like you've already made progress. This feeling of symbolic completion can lower your actual drive to do the hard work needed to reach the goal. Think of it like clapping for a seed before it's even sprouted. The seed doesn't need applause, it needs quiet time to grow strong roots. Your goals are the same. They need your focused, quiet energy, not the distraction of early praise. This is why silence amplifies strength. For one day, listen more than you speak about your plans. Keeping your intentions private protects your energy and focus, making you stronger. Instead of using energy to talk about what you will do, use that energy to actually do it. Focus on the next small step. Write down your goal in a private journal instead of posting it online. Work on your project for just 15 minutes without telling anyone what you're doing. This keeps your motivation tied to the action itself, not the reaction of others. It builds your inner discipline. This hidden effort is like the quiet hum of a powerful engine, building speed before anyone even sees the car move. This quiet focus is a practice. It directs your mental power away from seeking outside approval and towards making real, tangible progress. When you work in silence, you are building momentum that the outside world cannot easily disrupt. Keeping your intentions private protects your energy and focus, making you stronger. But the world is full of noise pulling at your attention. We'll look next at the distractions that steal this valuable power. Chapter 3: The Noise That Steals Power. Think about a time you tried to focus on something important. Maybe homework, or building something with your hands, or even just thinking clearly. Suddenly, your phone buzzes. An alert pops up. You feel a little pull to see what it is. Then, you see something interesting and click. 10 minutes disappear. Or maybe you feel the urge to post about what you're doing. You check for likes or comments. This constant checking, this need to share every little step or see what others are doing, is like a loud noise all around you. This noise steals power. It pulls your attention away from the quiet, focused work that helps your inner seed grow strong. It makes you look outward when your energy needs to be directed inward. In today's world, the noise is everywhere. Social media, constant notifications, the feeling that you have to show everyone what you're doing all the time. This creates a need for instant feedback. You do a little thing, you want a little praise. You take one small step, you want someone to notice. But this takes away from the patient effort. It distracts the seed from growing its roots. It makes you crave the sunlight of attention before you've even broken the surface. This constant craving for outside approval drains the quiet energy you need to build something lasting. It's like having tiny holes in your power source. Notice how often you feel pulled to share every small step. Seeking constant outside approval or attention weakens your inner drive and focus. To protect your growing strength, you need to recognize this noise. See it for what it is, a distraction. Practice turning off notifications for periods of time. Put your phone in another room when you are working on your quiet project. When you feel the urge to share something unfinished, pause. Ask yourself why you want to share it. Is it for validation, or is it because it's truly ready? Learn to find satisfaction in the process itself, not just the reaction of others. This doesn't mean you never share. It means you choose when to share, usually when you have actual results to show. This quiet focus allows your inner work to build momentum without the interruption of external chatter. It protects the delicate early growth of your seed. Seeking constant outside approval or attention weakens your inner drive and focus. Now that you see the noise, how do you find your true center? Let's explore what truly matters and find your inner ground. Chapter 4: Find Your True Ground. Imagine planting a seed in shaky ground. Maybe the soil is thin, or there are lots of rocks, or it's just not the right kind of dirt for that seed. No matter how much water you give it, it will struggle to grow strong roots. Your own quiet growth is similar. It needs the right place to start, a firm foundation inside you. This foundation is your true ground. It's made of what you are naturally good at, what you care deeply about, and what brings you a quiet sense of purpose. Knowing these things helps you find your true ground. It shows you where your energy will be most effective when you work unseen. Without this, you might spend your quiet time building in the wrong place, on ground that won't support your growth. Your true ground isn't about what others tell you should be good at. It's not about chasing the latest trend. It's about looking inward. What activities make time disappear for you? What problems do you feel drawn to help solve? What values are non-negotiable for you? These are clues to your richest soil. When your quiet effort is aligned with your natural strengths and deepest interests, it feels less like work and more like powerful, rooted growth. This alignment is essential for the seed to thrive underground. It needs the nutrients that only your specific soil can provide. Take the time to understand what makes up your soil. This helps you find your true ground. Write down 3 things you are truly good at or enjoy doing. Knowing your foundational values and skills shows you where to build in silence. Finding your true ground isn't a one-time event, it's something you can explore and deepen over time. One simple way is through reflection. Think back on times you felt most energized and effective. What were you doing? What skills were you using? What values were you honoring? You can also try new things quietly, like dabbling in a hobby or reading about different subjects, to see what sparks your interest. Pay attention to what feels right, what resonates with you on a deeper level. This process of quiet self-discovery is like testing the soil before planting. It ensures that when you dedicate your hidden effort, it's directed towards growth that is meaningful and sustainable for you. Knowing your foundational values and skills shows you where to build in silence. But even on fertile ground, your thoughts can help or hurt your growth. Next, we'll learn how to shape your inner voice to support your quiet journey. Chapter 5: Mindset Matters Most. Have you ever started something new and heard a little voice in your head? Maybe it said, "This is too hard." Or, "You're not good enough." Or even, "Nobody will care anyway." That inner voice, whether it's mean or kind, has a huge impact on whether you keep going, especially when you're working quietly and there's no one around to cheer you on. What you believe about yourself and your ability to grow in the dark is critical. This is why mindset matters most. It's the inner climate for your seed. If the soil is good but your inner climate is frozen with doubt, growth becomes very hard. Your mindset is like a lens through which you see your efforts. If you have a fixed mindset, you might believe your abilities are set in stone. If something is hard, you might think you just aren't talented, and give up. But a growth mindset, a concept studied by people like Carol Dweck, is different. It's the belief that you can get better through effort. With this view, a challenge isn't a sign you're failing, it's a chance to learn and grow stronger. When you embrace this, your inner voice becomes a coach, not a critic. It understands that the seed has to struggle to break through the dirt. This shift in your inner talk is powerful because mindset matters most. Catch a negative thought about your progress and gently rephrase it. Your inner beliefs about quiet work shape your ability to succeed. Changing your mindset takes practice, just like any other skill. Start by noticing your thoughts. When you feel doubt or frustration, write down exactly what that inner voice is saying. Then, look at the thought and ask if it's absolutely true. Is there another way to see the situation? For example, if you think, "I made a mistake, I'm no good at this," you can rephrase it to, "I made a mistake, what can I learn from this to get better?" Focus on the effort and the learning process, not just the outcome. Acknowledge the small steps you're taking. This conscious effort to steer your inner conversation creates a more supportive environment for your quiet growth. It helps the seed focus on pushing upwards, trusting the process even in the dark. Your inner beliefs about quiet work shape your ability to succeed. With a strong mindset, how do you make sure your hidden effort builds something real? Next, we'll see how small, steady actions are the secret to building big things. Chapter 6: Small Habits Build Big Things. Look at a tall tree. It didn't just appear overnight. It grew from that tiny seed, but the growth wasn't one sudden jump. It happened bit by bit, day after day, through tiny, steady pushes of root and stem. Think about building a sandcastle. You don't just throw a huge pile of sand down. You add handfuls, one after the other, smoothing and shaping as you go. Big things are almost always built from small habits built big. It's the power of doing tiny actions consistently, especially when no one is watching. This hidden, steady work is the engine of real growth for your inner seed. We often look for huge leaps or dramatic changes. We want overnight success. But the most powerful changes come from small, repeated steps. As James Clear explains in his book, Atomic Habits, getting just 1% better at something each day makes you 37 times better by the end of a year. It's like compound interest for self-improvement. A tiny root growing a little deeper today doesn't look like much, but over time, it anchors a giant tree. These small, quiet habits might seem unimportant on any single day. But their real power is in their consistency. This is how small habits build big. Choose one tiny action you can do daily for your goal. Consistent, small, quiet actions create powerful momentum over time. To harness this power, focus on making your desired actions tiny and easy to do consistently. Don't try to write a whole book today, just write one sentence. Don't plan a huge workout, just do one push-up. Use a technique called habit stacking. Decide to do your new small habit right after an old habit you already do, like, after I pour my coffee, I will write one sentence. Make it so simple you can't say no. The goal in the beginning is consistency, not intensity. Do this small action every day, quietly, without announcing it. This builds the routine. It strengthens the root. Over time, you can gradually increase the size of the habit, but the foundation of doing it consistently is key. This quiet, daily effort builds unstoppable momentum underground. Consistent, small, quiet actions create powerful momentum over time. Now that you know the power of tiny steps, how do you focus this energy on getting truly skilled? Let's look at dedicated practice away from the spotlight. Chapter 7, Practice in the Shadows. Think about someone who is amazing at something. A brilliant musician, a top athlete, a skilled craftsperson. We see their performance on stage or in the game or admire the finished product. But we don't see the hours and hours they spent alone, working on the basics. The musician playing the same scale hundreds of times. The athlete practicing the same movement over and over. The craftsperson repeating a difficult technique until it's perfect. This dedicated work, happening away from anyone's eyes, is called practice in shadows. It's where true skill is forged, just like the unseen roots and trunk of the seed are built underground, strong and solid. Mastery isn't magic, it's the result of focused, often difficult, repetition. Experts like Anders Ericsson have studied how people become truly exceptional. It's not just about doing something a lot, it's about deliberate practice. This means practicing with a specific goal to improve, focusing on your weaknesses, and pushing yourself just outside your comfort zone. This kind of intense focus is hard to do with an audience. You need the freedom to fail, to try things that don't work, and to look awkward before you look skilled. This is why practice in shadows is so important. It gives your seed the time and space to build its core strength without judgment. Dedicate 15 minutes today to quiet, focused practice on a skill. True skill grows strong and deep through dedicated practice away from the spotlight. To practice effectively in the shadows, break down the skill you're building. Instead of trying to do the whole thing perfectly, choose one small part to focus on. Repeat that part. Pay close attention to what you're doing. If possible, find ways to get feedback privately, like recording yourself or using a tool that helps you track progress. The key is focused repetition aimed at improvement. It might feel boring sometimes. It won't always be exciting. But this is the work that builds the solid trunk and deep roots of your ability. It's the quiet, internal process that prepares your seed to eventually reach for the sun. True skill grows strong and deep through dedicated practice away from the spotlight. But skill alone isn't enough. Next, we'll explore the kind of knowledge that gives your quiet efforts lasting value. Chapter 8, Learn what lasts. Imagine trying to build a sturdy house by just looking at pictures of finished houses. You might get some ideas about what it should look like, but you wouldn't know how to pour a foundation, frame the walls, or install the roof. You're missing the basic knowledge of how things work. In life and in building your quiet success, some knowledge is like knowing how to build that foundation. It's fundamental. Other knowledge is like knowing the latest paint color trend, may be useful right now, but it changes quickly. To build something strong and lasting, you need to learn what lasts. You need to seek out the timeless principles and deep understanding that feed your inner seed like rich nutrients in the soil. The world bombards us with information. News headlines, social media feeds, fleeting trends. This information can be distracting noise. But there is also knowledge that has been true for a long time, ideas that explain how the world really works, foundational skills that are always in demand. This is the knowledge that compounds. Learning the basics of finance helps you understand money no matter how the market changes. Understanding human psychology helps you work with people no matter the social platform. This deep knowledge nourishes your seed's roots, making it stronger and more resilient. Focusing your quiet learning on these core principles is how you learn what lasts. Spend 10 minutes reading or listening to something truly educational. Investing in timeless knowledge gives your quiet efforts lasting value. To focus on learning what lasts, be selective about what you consume. Choose books and resources that explain fundamental concepts in your field or about human nature. Look for information that helps you understand why things happen, not just what is happening right now. Connect new information to what you already know. This helps your brain build a stronger network of understanding. Treat learning as a quiet, ongoing practice, like daily watering for your seed. Even just 10 minutes a day focused on foundational knowledge adds up significantly over time, making your hidden growth more robust and valuable. Investing in timeless knowledge gives your quiet efforts lasting value. But growing takes time, and waiting is hard. Next, we'll talk about developing the patience needed for your quiet work to pay off. Chapter 9, The Art of Waiting Well. Have you ever planted a seed? You put it in the dirt, water it, and then you have to wait. You can't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. That would kill it. You just have to trust that the quiet work is happening underground. Waiting can feel hard, especially when you're putting in effort without seeing results right away. We live in a world of instant photos and fast delivery. But some of the most valuable things in life require time to grow and mature. Learning to be okay with this quiet waiting, mastering the art of waiting well, is crucial for your hidden efforts to pay off. It's how the seed gathers the strength to finally sprout. This idea of waiting for a bigger reward later is called delayed gratification. Decades ago, a researcher named Walter Mischel did famous studies, often called the marshmallow test, with children. He found that children who could wait a short time for 2 marshmallows instead of eating one right away tended to have better results later in life, in school, health, and other areas. They had learned the art of waiting well. This isn't just about marshmallows, it's about training your brain to value the future reward more than the quick fix. It's about trusting that the unseen work of your seed is leading to something substantial. When you feel impatient, take a deep breath and visualize the finished result. Patience allows your quiet work to mature, leading to greater rewards later. Building patience is a skill you can develop. When you feel that urge for instant results or recognition, pause. Acknowledge the feeling without acting on it. Remind yourself that important growth takes time. Visualize the future state you are working towards, see the strong tree, not just the hidden seed. Break down the waiting period into smaller chunks, celebrating tiny milestones in your quiet process. For example, instead of focusing on the final outcome months away, focus on completing your quiet practice session today. Each small step forward, taken with patience, strengthens your ability to wait well and increases the eventual reward. This quiet discipline nourishes your seed's journey through the soil. Patience allows your quiet work to mature, leading to greater rewards later. But even when working quietly, you aren't completely alone. Next, we'll explore how to connect with others in ways that support your hidden growth. Chapter 10, Connect without the crowd. Growing a seed into a strong tree isn't just about the seed itself. It also needs the help of unseen things in the soil, like tiny fungi that connect with the roots and share nutrients. Your own quiet journey needs connection too, but not necessarily from a big, noisy crowd. Real strength comes from building genuine relationships with a few trusted people who understand and support your quiet work. This is how you connect without crowd. It's about depth, not just how many people know your name or see what you post. These deep connections provide unseen nourishment for your growth. In a world that often values large networks and public popularity, it's easy to think you need a huge following to succeed. But often, that kind of connection is wide but not deep. It doesn't provide the support you need when you face challenges or the honest feedback that helps you improve. Building relationships based on mutual respect, shared interests, and genuine care creates a different kind of network. These are the people you can turn to for quiet advice, encouragement, or collaboration. This selective, heartfelt connection is the essence of how to connect without crowd. It's less about being seen by everyone and more about being truly seen and supported by a few. Reach out to one person you admire for a genuine conversation. Building relationships based on mutual respect, not just showing off, creates quiet strength. To build these strong, quiet connections, focus on quality over quantity. When you talk to someone, truly listen to them. Be interested in what they are doing and thinking. Offer help or support without expecting anything in return. Look for mentors or peers who are also focused on building things of substance through quiet effort. Spend less time scrolling through large social feeds and more time having meaningful conversations, whether in person, on a call, or through thoughtful messages. These genuine interactions, like the hidden network in the soil, strengthen your roots and provide vital support for your quiet growth, far away from the noise of the crowd. Building relationships based on mutual respect, not just showing off, creates quiet strength. Now that you're building your core and your network, how do you use your growing power in a way the world values? Next, we'll talk about focusing your quiet efforts on solving real problems. Chapter 11. Solve real problems. Imagine having a tool but never using it. Or learning how to fix something complicated but only doing it in your head. All that quiet practice, all that deep knowledge, doesn't help anyone until it's put to use. The real power of your hidden growth comes when you apply your skills to the world around you. This means looking for needs, for challenges, for things that aren't working well, and using what you've learned to help. The most valuable thing you can do with your quiet power is to solve real problems. This is how the tree starts to produce its fruit or offer its shade, by using its strength to provide something needed by others. Many people focus on getting attention or making money directly. But money and attention are often the result of creating value, not the cause. When you use your skills to genuinely help someone, fix something broken, or create something useful, you are creating value. This doesn't have to be a huge invention or a massive project. It can be helping a friend with a technical issue because of your quiet learning. It can be organizing something small that makes a big difference for a few people. These actions are like the first blossoms on the tree. They are quiet signs that the unseen growth is ready to contribute. Focusing on how you can solve real problems directs your energy outwards in a powerful, effective way. Think about one small problem you could help someone solve today. Focusing your quiet efforts on helping others adds tangible value that gets noticed over time. To start solving real problems with your quiet skills, just look around you. What frustrates people you know? What small inefficiencies do you notice? Don't wait for permission or a grand opportunity. Start small. Offer your help where your skills match a need. If you've been quietly learning to write, offer to help a local group write their newsletter. If you've been practicing design, create a simple flyer for a community event. These small acts of applied skill build your experience and demonstrate your capability in a way that talking never could. They show the first fruit of your growth, proving that your quiet work has practical value. Focusing your quiet efforts on helping others adds tangible value that gets noticed over time. When your work starts to create results, how do you let those results speak for themselves? We'll cover that next. Chapter 12, Let Your Work Speak. Think about seeing a beautiful building. Or watching a skilled dancer perform. Or using a tool that works perfectly. You don't need someone to tell you how much effort went into it. The quality of the building, the grace of the dancer, the usefulness of the tool, the results themselves, tell the story. They speak volumes without a single word being shouted. After you have put in the quiet work, built your skills, and started solving problems, the most powerful thing you can do is to let your work speak. This is the moment the seed finally breaks through the ground. It doesn't make noise, its presence, its form, announces its arrival. Your finished projects, the problems you've solved, the skills you've mastered and applied, these are the undeniable proof of your effort. They are more convincing than any claim or boast. When you have something real and tangible to show, it builds trust and credibility in a way that just talking about your potential never can. While you worked quietly underground, you built substance. Now, that substance is visible. This is when your results start to attract attention naturally. You don't chase the spotlight finds the valuable thing you have created. This is the power of choosing to let your work speak. Identify one small result you've created through quiet effort. The most powerful way to show progress is through the quiet evidence of your completed work. To effectively let your work speak, focus on presenting the finished result clearly and simply. If you're a writer, share a completed article or story. If you're a builder, show photos of the finished structure. If you've solved a problem for someone, let them share their positive experience. Create a simple way to showcase your results, like a basic website or a portfolio, that acts as a quiet display of your capabilities. You don't need flashy presentations or loud announcements. The quality and impact of the work itself will resonate with the right people. This is how your hidden growth becomes visible, not through noise, but through its quiet, solid presence. The most powerful way to show progress is through the quiet evidence of your completed work. When your results start to get noticed, attention will follow. How do you handle this new visibility? We'll explore that next. Chapter 13, When Results Appear. You've worked quietly, like a seed growing unseen. You've built strong roots, a sturdy trunk, and learned how to produce valuable fruit. Then, one day, your work breaks through the surface in a way others can see. Maybe someone praises a skill you've developed. Maybe a project you finished solves a problem for many people. Attention starts to arrive. This moment, when results appear, can feel different. After spending so much time working in the shadows, being seen can bring a mix of feelings, excitement, maybe a little awkwardness, or even pressure. It's like the tree standing tall for the first time, seen by all who pass by. The attention that comes when results appear is a natural outcome of your quiet efforts. It's not something you chased directly, but a consequence of building real value. The key is to handle this attention in a way that doesn't disrupt the strong foundation you've built. Don't let praise go to your head, and don't let criticism shake your core. Remember that the most important validation came from the quiet process itself, from the satisfaction of the work and the internal growth. External recognition is nice, but it's like sunlight on the leaves, helpful, but the tree's strength is in its roots. If someone praises you, accept it simply without over-explaining your effort. When quiet effort leads to visible success, handle the attention with grace and humility. Handling attention gracefully means accepting praise with a simple, thank you, and directing the focus back to the work or the value it created. Talk about the problem solved or the benefit provided, rather than just your own achievement. Stay grounded by remembering the quiet steps you took to get here. Don't suddenly feel the need to become the loudest person in the room. Your work has already spoken for itself. Continue to focus on the next steps, the next problem to solve, the next skill to refine, just as the tree continues to grow taller and stronger even after it's visible. This quiet confidence, rooted in your hidden effort, is your greatest strength when results appear. When quiet effort leads to visible success, handle the attention with grace and humility. Success isn't a finish line, but a new phase. How do you keep the engine of quiet effort humming? We'll find out next. Chapter 14, Keep the Engine Humming. Think about a car. It needs fuel, oil changes, and regular checkups to keep running smoothly. If you stop taking care of it after a long trip, it will eventually break down. Your quiet growth and the results it brings are similar. Reaching a goal or achieving success isn't a finish line where you stop. It's a point on a continuous path. The same quiet habits, focused practice, and commitment to learning that got you here are needed to stay here and keep moving forward. You have to keep engine humming. Like a tree needing ongoing water and sunlight to stay strong, your success needs consistent, quiet care. It can be tempting, once you see results and get some attention, to relax your efforts. The initial burst of motivation might fade. But the people who build truly lasting success are those who maintain their discipline. They understand that the power wasn't in a single big win, but in the consistent process. They continue to work quietly, to refine their skills, and to solve new problems. This ongoing, often unseen, effort is what sustains growth and allows you to build upon your successes. This is why you must keep engine humming. Don't let the attention distract you from the quiet work that fuels everything. Revisit your small daily action from Chapter 6 and commit to it again today. Sustaining your quiet habits and focused effort is key to long-term success. Making quiet effort a sustainable part of your life means building routines that last. Review your small daily habits regularly to make sure you're sticking to them or adjusting them as needed. Schedule dedicated time for focused work and learning, protecting it from distractions. Find ways to track your progress privately, reminding yourself of how far you've come and what you're still building towards. Think of it not as a grind, but as the steady rhythm of a healthy engine. This consistent, quiet work is what allows you to not just achieve results, but to maintain them and continue growing over the long term. Sustaining your quiet habits and focused effort is key to long-term success. Now that you understand the full journey, what does it truly mean to live as a quiet achiever? We'll explore that in the final chapter. Chapter 15, The Quiet Achiever's Path. We began by thinking about a tiny seed, hidden in the earth, doing its vital work unseen. We explored how silence protects energy, how noise steals it, and how finding your inner ground and shaping your mindset are crucial for growth. We saw the power of small, consistent habits and dedicated practice in the shadows. We learned that true value comes from applying your skills to solve real problems and that your completed work is your most powerful voice. We talked about handling attention when it arrives and the importance of maintaining your efforts to keep the engine humming. Now, you understand the full journey of the quiet achiever's path. This path is not about hiding away or avoiding the world. It is about building something strong and true from the inside out. It's a deliberate choice to prioritize substance over flash, deep roots over shallow visibility. It's about finding satisfaction in the process, not just the applause. It leads to a kind of success that is less about external validation and more about building a life of meaning, skill, and genuine contribution. It is the way the tree grows tall and stands firm, not by demanding attention, but by being undeniably present, a result of years of quiet, powerful growth. This is the quiet achiever's path. Reflect on how the quiet path feels different from seeking quick attention. Embracing the quiet path is not about hiding, but about building a life and success rooted in deep, unseen strength. Living as a quiet achiever is an ongoing practice. It means finding joy in the work itself, the process of building and improving, regardless of who is watching. It means checking in with your inner compass regularly to ensure you are still building on your true ground. It means being mindful of the pull of external noise and consciously choosing focused effort instead. It's about letting your integrity and the quality of your contribution be your main drivers. This isn't a temporary strategy to gain something, it's a way of being, a deep confidence that comes from knowing your strength was built quietly, root by root. Embracing the quiet path is not about hiding, but about building a life and success rooted in deep, unseen strength. The journey of growth continues, powered by the quiet engine within.